Welcome to the Instructor's Compass. By the way, this is Mentor Noy Gonzaga, and this is the Instructor's Compass. Our topic for this moment is the Lingua Franca. Lingua Franca is the globally recognized or universal language wherein, if you are in a convention or in a business meeting or in a diplomatic community, the chosen language to be used is the lingua franca, meaning other languages should be translated to this language if there is a need for a universal language to exist. Now, lingua franca is an established language system that started since the beginning of this world. Actually, there is a biblical connotation to the lingua franca. The first lingua franca of the world is Babylon, because the first empire to rule the world is the Babylonian Empire. The second lingua franca of the world is Persian, because the second kingdom to rule the world is the Medo-Persia or the Medes and Persia. The third lingua franca of the world is Greek, because Alexander the Great and the Greek Empire or Greece took over the world. Then the fourth lingua franca is Roman, because Rome conquered the world, and that is where we experience the Dark Ages. Now, the fifth lingua franca, of which it is still the lingua franca until now, is English. Okay? English is actually one of the 10 kingdoms in the lower portion of that image that Daniel had during his stay at Babylon. So one of those countries there, or three of those countries there, the Angles, the Saxons, and the Visigoths, are actually the origin or the source of the English language. Now again, this is not coincidental, this is historical, and this also appears in the Bible in the progression of the kingdoms. Now if you will ask me, how important is it that we have to know the lingua franca of the world? Well, English is the language, is the lingua franca of the world today, and it is the most powerful language today. If you know English, it means you can communicate with the world, you are with the great mass, and you are a member of the overwhelming majority. English has a complicated and complete mechanism. In short, the components of the English language is already very complete. Now, for minor languages like Indonesian, Filipino, or Chinese language, you cannot still use them as lingua franca because there are many words in their origin, in their country, that has no English translation. Meaning, the language is complete, but its international applicability is still in question. English is the major literary and default language of the world today. That is why if you have Miss Universe contests or any other beauty pageants or any other contests, the contestants get translator in English and not in other languages because English is considered as the lingua franca or the universal language. Now, English is the language of the academic and the research proficiency. All literatures are translated to English. All textbooks are translated to English. There are no other languages of which there are a bulk of many translations going to their languages, okay, as compared to English. If you notice, all major research materials and references have English translations. Okay. Now, English is the medium of understandable or negotiable communication today. Well, if you have a business appointment, you fly using the plane or the boat or other transportation. If you go to other countries, you will not understand each other. The only way to understand is to speak English and get the translation, because all other countries have translation in English because English is considered the lingua franca of the world. Okay, that is also true with diplomacy. We are very, very fortunate that our president can speak English because other countries they have to get translator in order for them to communicate with the international community. Now, what are the advantages of knowing the lingua franca? Well, number one, effective time management. No need of translations, no need of dictionaries, no need of literal transformation of language because we can speak English. Vertical advantage meaning we're always there at the high priority for international opportunities because we can speak English. Travel assurance and directional safety, meaning the chances of getting lost while we are in travel is very, very low because we can understand English. Today, as a Filipino, you have to be very thankful because we are the third greatest and best English speakers in the world. We speak the lingua franca. We have that advantage. That's why let us use it to our own capacity. If we want employment universally or globally, we have the advantage because we can speak the lingua franca. If we want to go abroad, we have the advantage because we can speak the lingua franca. So, this is the very reason why in the study of language, lingua franca is considered as one of the items that a person communicating should know. It's good if you can speak your own dialect, but it is very colossal or it just confine you to a certain area. But if you can speak the universal language or the lingua franca, you can communicate with the world. There are no boundaries to the opportunities that you have. So thank you very much for listening to this instructor's compass. We have explained, expounded, and given focus to the point that knowing the lingua franca, speaking the lingua franca, and not only that, understanding and communicating using the lingua franca is an advantage that one country, one citizen, one nationality can have. So congratulations, you can speak the lingua franca. Have a great moment, everyone. This is Mentor Noy, and this is still your instructor's compass.